It was a cold rainy night in London, the kind that wrapped the city in silence, broken only by the occasional car passing through the wet streets of Hampstead. Our family had gone out of town for a relative's emergency, leaving behind just me, Eliza Morgan, a 30-year-old freelance illustrator, and my younger stepbrother Liam, who was barely 21. The house, a classic Victorian terrace with creaky wooden floors and ivy climbing the bricks, felt too quiet. The kind of quiet that amplifies every thought. I was sitting in my bedroom, curled up in a blanket, sketching on my tablet, when there was a soft knock at the door. Liam stepped in without waiting for a reply, holding 2 mugs of hot chocolate. "Thought you could use some," he said, his smile lighting up his boyishly handsome face. We started talking about nothing and everything, old memories, our dreams, how strange the house felt without the others. He sat close beside me on the bed, the air growing heavier with each passing second. It was innocent at first, brush of hands, a look held too long. Then he rested his head on my shoulder and sighed. "It's strange, but I don't feel alone when I'm with you." My heart skipped. Was it wrong to feel this warmth, this unspoken bond that had been quietly growing? The rain intensified outside, as if shielding our moment from the world. I turned toward him, and for a second we just looked at each other. Then he leaned in, slow and unsure, and I didn't stop him. Our lips met, soft, hesitant, then deeper, filled with years of hidden emotions and unspoken connection. The room faded, and only he remained. That night we didn't say much. We lay in silence, wrapped in the comfort of each other's presence, the line between right and wrong blurring under the spell of that lonely London night. As the first light of dawn crept through the window, painting the walls in a soft gold, I realized that what had happened between us couldn't be undone, and yet a part of me didn't want it to be. The morning sun streamed through the gauzy curtains of my bedroom, casting a warm glow over everything it touched, but my heart thudded with a strange mixture of guilt, confusion, and longing. Liam was still asleep beside me, his chest rising and falling gently, his arm loosely draped across my waist, as though even in sleep he didn't want to let go. I lay still, staring at the ceiling, reliving every moment of the night, the way he looked at me like I was his whole world, the way our bodies moved in sync, like we had been waiting for that moment all our lives. But now that reality had returned with the light of day, the weight of what we had done began to settle in. I slipped out of bed, quietly wrapped myself in a robe, and padded to the kitchen to clear my head. As I stood by the window watching the London fog roll through the streets, I heard footsteps behind me. "You left," Liam said softly, his voice still thick with sleep. I turned to him, and for a moment we just stared at each other, both unsure of what to say. "Liam, last night," I began, but he stepped forward and took my hand. "Eliza, don't say it was a mistake. Please don't. I meant everything. I felt this for so long. I just never thought you might feel it too." His words hit hard, stirring a storm of emotions inside me. I wanted to tell him how wrong it was, how complicated, but my heart betrayed me, because deep down I had felt it too, that connection, the safety, the unspoken love that no one else had ever given me. We sat down together, talking for hours, as the city outside moved on like nothing had changed. He told me about the times he'd stay up late just to hear my voice through the walls, how he noticed every time I smiled, how he felt jealous whenever someone else mentioned my name. I confessed things I never thought I'd say aloud, how alone I'd felt, how his presence had slowly become the one thing I looked forward to each day. By evening the tension between us had melted into something softer, more certain, and when night fell again he came to my room, not by accident, but by choice. We didn't rush, we took our time, exploring each other with gentleness, with passion, with a kind of emotional intimacy that went beyond the physical. In that moment the world outside didn't exist, only the soft hum of London's distant traffic, the warmth of his skin against mine, and the silent promise that whatever happened next we would face it together. The following day brought a strange peace between us, like the city itself had accepted our secret. London's grey skies stretched endlessly overhead, and inside our quiet home something had shifted. Liam and I no longer danced around each other with nervous glances or unfinished words. We shared breakfast at the kitchen table like an old couple, his fingers brushing mine as he passed the butter, his eyes locked on me like I was all he needed. We laughed more that day, even as our hearts beat with the weight of what we now shared, but we knew our world was still fragile. Our family would return soon, and with them the normal life we were expected to resume. That evening, as I sat in the garden wrapped in my shawl, Liam came to me and sat close, silent for a while, then said, "When they come back everything will change." I nodded, my chest tightening. "But we don't have to," I whispered. "What we have, what happened, it's real." He turned to me, took my hand, and said, "Then promise me something. Whatever happens, you won't pretend it meant nothing." I looked into his eyes and whispered, "I won't." That night once more we lay beside each other, but this time there was no hesitation, no second thoughts. We kissed slowly like two souls saying goodbye to something beautiful and forbidden. Our bodies met with warmth and deep affection, no longer chasing passion, but sharing something far more intimate, a bond. When morning came we dressed quietly. The sound of the front door opening echoed down the hall. Our family had returned. We smiled faintly at each other, and with one last lingering look I whispered, "No matter what that night, those moments, they're ours forever." And just like that the magic folded itself into memories, sealed inside two hearts that had shared one unforgettable London